Yasmin, Dave, Bethan and Sanjay have been given the option to take their speed awareness course instead of receiving penalty points and a fine.
It seems the same offer was made to the Home Secretary.
Yasmin is a busy lady and didn't want to take a day off work.
But Suella Braverman didn't want to do the course with other drivers. She asked her staff to arrange a one-to-one instead, according to the Sunday Times. So was that a breach of the ministerial code? And where does that leave the Prime Minister's pledge to lead a government of integrity? He was decidedly unimpressed when asked about it at the G7 summit in Japan.
Did you have any questions about the summit?
When he did answer, he declined to publicly back his Home Secretary.
I don't know the full details of what has happened, nor have I spoken to the Home Secretary. I think you can see firsthand what I've been doing over the last day or so. But I understand that she's expressed regret for speeding, accepted the penalty and paid the fine.
Later, a Downing Street source said, of course Mr Sunak had confidence in her. According to the Sunday Times, the Home Secretary was caught speeding last summer. She had the option of paying a fine and getting 3 points on her licence or attending a speed awareness class. It's alleged she asked her civil servants to arrange a one-to-one class instead. When they said no, she asked a political advisor. But the course provider said no. So in the end, she paid the fine.
It's an extraordinary breach of the ministerial code for someone who is the current Home Secretary and a former Attorney General. She should know the obvious conflicts of interest that are involved in asking civil servants not only to do work on her personal matters, but also on an issue where there's a clear conflict about her role as the Home Secretary.
Should she go?
That's a matter for the Prime Minister.
You'd have thought Suella Braverman, who's also a barrister, would have been familiar with the ministerial code by now. She breached it last October and had to step down as Home Secretary after sending an official document to a Tory MP from a personal email account. A former Conservative Party chairman made it clear what should happen to those who break the rules.
If you breach the ministerial code, you should resign. That's what the ministerial code says. We're not, unless we plan to rewrite it, it's not shades of grey, it's black or white. But, you know, whether the Prime Minister will hold an investigation, he says he has confidence in the Home Secretary. It's ultimately his decision.
Labour and the Lib Dems are demanding the Prime Minister launches an investigation.
I personally don't think it's right that the Home Secretary, of all people, should be asking civil servants to help her get round the rules. Most people will feel, you know, why is it always one rule for them and one rule for everybody else?
The Home Secretary will continue to be in the hot seat this week. Figures due to be published on Thursday are expected to show net migration has reached a record high.